Okay, Ami, you can start.
Okay. Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Okay,
warahmatullahi
so
wabarakatuh.
uh, so good night, everyone. So in here we are from group two, which are my name is Agustino Rahmi with ID number 3006, and also my friends.
Okay, my name is Arates Malthi with student ID 2043.
Okay, so now we would like to present about facility and operational of landfill. Okay, so next. Okay, so for the first topic will be presented by me. So the first one is the planning sanitary landfill, which is landfill planning parameters. So there are two parameters in planning the landfill. So the first one is solid waste generation, where the conditions and factors that affect the amount of waste generation, such as economic level or income of the population, diversity of community activities, living patterns or habits, physical characteristics and geography of the city, climate and seasons, development of packaging industry and etc. And this one expressed in liters per person per day or kilogram per person per day. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, so here you can see the table of the landfill component in Indonesia. So there are protection for the environment, and then the operational, and then the landfill infrastructure, and the last is the worker. Next, please. The next is the land area requirement. So the amount of landfill required will depend on the amount of waste to be disposed of. The larger the waste generated by a city, the larger the landfill needed to accommodate it. In general, the determination of landfill needs four components. The first one is waste generated is reduced, initial density, and then collected waste is transported to the landfill, compaction process, and comparing the density of waste in the landfill and the initial condition estimated, the amount of landfill land needed. Next, please. And there are things to note. The first one is the spatial suitability, which is to avoid overlapping land uses, and then utilization plan, which is the utilization plan of the former landfill needs to be determined from the beginning, and some alternatives for utilization of the former landfill, which are greening or plantation land, parks or recreation areas, sport sites, and etc. Okay, the next is a landfill facility. So there are four components of landfill facility. The first one is the general land facilities, and then the second is support facilities. The third one is operational facilities, and the fourth is main facilities. So for the general facility or road infrastructure, this infrastructure determines the success of landfill operations, and this landfill road construction is adapted to local conditions, can be hot mix, concrete, asphalt, sear to pavement, and also the wood. Next, please. So for the road infrastructure that must be in place, so the first one is the entrance or access to the road, which connects the landfill with public roads that have been available, and then connecting road, which connects one section with another section in the landfill area. And the last is operation or work road which is needed by transportation vehicles to the waste unloading point. Next, please. The next is driveway criteria. So the first one must be paced by garbage truck vehicles and two directions. And then road width is 8 meters. And then road surface slope is 2 to 3% towards the drainage channel. And the class 3 road type is able to withstand a load of 10 tons and a vehicle speed of 30 kilometer per hour. And then the criteria for connecting roads and operating roads, which are for connecting roads between facilities such as offices, workshops, car washes. The type of road is permanent. And for the garbage operation roads, the type of road is temporary, which can be filled with garbage at any time. Next, please. So the second is for the supporting buildings such as office, workshop, and etc. So the size of the office building or courthouse, workshop, garage, and vehicle wash area depends on the available land, taking into account the planned activities to be carried out, such as waste recording, site plan display, and landfill operation plan. And the office needs to be equipped with a laboratory for analyzing groundwater quality and leachate effluent. Next, please. So the third is drainage infrastructure. So the landfill drainage serves to control the flow of rainwater runoff with the aim of minimizing the flow into the landfill. And the type of drainage can be permanent or on the main road, office, or workshop or garage area, washing area around the landfill, or maybe can be temporary or met locally in the zone to be operated. Next, please. So for the fencing and signage, the fence serves to maintain the security of the landfill can be in the form of a hedge while functioning as a green barrier, which is 5 meters. And the plants used are fast growing and lush, such as angsana. And the signboard containing the name of the landfill, management institution, types of waste that can enter the landfill, and working hours. Okay, the next is support facilities. The first one is the weight bridge, which serves to weigh and measure the amount of waste entering the landfill per day. And the second is clean water, which is used mainly for cleaning and washing operational vehicles. And then hangar or garage that serves as a place to store trucks and heavy operational vehicles. And then firefighting facilities, which are needed in case of fire at the landfill site. And the last is recycling and composting facilities. Okay, so the next is operational facilities. So operational facilities required are heavy equipment such as bulldozers, wheel or truck loaders, excavators, and backhoes, and then also the overburden truck. Okay, so the next topic about heavy equipment at landfill will be presented by Areta. Areta, time is yours.
Okay, all right. Thank you for Ami as the moderator. So I'll proceed the explanation. Here, as you can see, the heavy equipment at landfill. So the main equipment required in landfill operations are, the first one is the bulldozer. Wait. As you can see, here is the bulldozer. A bulldozer are excellent equipment for grading, compaction, and also landfill operations. And also the second one is excavators. this one. So the excavator itself is used as for excavation and also backfilling operations, and also wheel loader and dump trucks that used to transport to backfill the soil to cover the waste, and also the landfill compactor used for soil compaction on top of waste piles at the landfill site. And these are the pictures of the heavy equipment itself, as I already explained before, for the bulldozer and also the excavator. And in here, as you can see, this is the wheel loader and also the landfill compactor. So the major facilities or environmental protection facilities includes the landfill-based formation systems, leachate collection and treatment systems. Sorry for the noise. And then the gas management systems, ground cover, buffer zone, and also the test well. So next is the landfill operational. So technical landfill operations include the first one is landfill land preparation, and also disposal operation stage, land setting, disposal cell preparation, garbage, unloading, grading and compaction of waste, and also soil covering. And for the land preparation itself, this activity is carried out before the landfill is filled with waste so that subsequent waste disposal activities can run smoothly. And also land preparation activities include construction of a landfill liner and also the provision of soil cover near the land to be operated. And also the stages of disposal operation. There are receipts of waste at the control post for inspection, weighing, and recording and disposal location information, transportation of waste to the location of the cell to be operated, and also unloading of waste at designated unloading points, and leveling and compaction of waste with heavy equipment. And the last one is covering the waste with soil. And this is the pictures of the solid waste removal. As you can see in here, there is the heavy equipment, which is the trucks and also the wheel loading. And the line arrangement or the cell arrangement. A cell is a section of the landfill used to hold waste for the shortest period of operation. For SLF is 1 day, and for the CLF is 3 until 7 days. And cell width should be between 1.5 until 3 machine blade widths. And for efficiency, it's usually 3 until 9 meter. And for cell thickness should be 2 until 3 meter. Too much thickness will reduce surface stability, while too thin will cause waste of overburden. And also the cell length is waste volume divided by cell width and thickness. And also the last one is boundaries between cells should be clear. Use the sticks. And this is the length arrangement as you can see in here. And yeah, there is the leveling in here, and for the final, yeah, there are the scheme of the cells in the landfills itself. And for the block arrangement, so the operation of block is the part of the landfill that is used for waste storage during the medium operation period, which is 1 until 2 months. And also the block area is the cell area multiplied by the ratio of medium and short operation periods. And as you can see for the example of this block arrangement, if the length is 3 meter and for the P is 20, I'm sorry, it's the width. The width is 3 meter and also the length is 25 meter. Then monthly operation block is 30 times by 75, which will has this value, which 2000 and also 250 meter square. And for the land setting, the operation zone is the part of the landfill land that is useful for accommodating waste during the long-term period which is 1 until 3 years. And for the zone area, we know that it's the block area multiplied by the ratio of long and also medium operating periods. An example, if the monthly block area is 2,250 meters square, then the annual operating zone is 12 times by the monthly block area, which is we got the result 2.7 hectare. And also the termination of the first active block or zone, which is closest to the leachate collection pond. And preparation of disposal cells, the drain cells which has been sized needs to be equipped with clear stakes to help to assist the operator in carrying out the disposal activities so that they are in accordance with the plan that has been made. And arrangements that need to be made include the placement of soil cover, the location of the waste unloading point from the truck, and the maneuvering of the vehicle during unloading. And this is the solid waste removal. So the location of the unloading point should be organized and clearly informed to the truck driver. And unloading points are placed at the edge of the cell being operated and adjacent to the work road. And the number of unloading points in each cell is determined by the width of the cell, the average unloading time, the frequency of the truck arrivals at the peak hours. And also for the grading and compaction of solid waste, so the grading and compaction of waste serves to obtain efficient land utilization conditions and good landfill surface stability. And also landfills with high truck arrival intensity, grading and compaction are carried out immediately, while for low truck arrival intensity, it can be done periodically, which is morning and afternoon. And this is the grading and compaction of solid waste using the heavy equipment. And for the leveling and compaction criteria, which is the leveling is done by layer, and each layer of waste is leveled 20 until 60 centimeter thick by adjusting the height of the machine blade. And compaction of the flattened waste is done by grinding the waste 3 until 5 times. And also leveling and compaction is carried out until the thickness of the waste reaches the planned thickness. And this is the ground cover for the landfill itself. And the purpose of cell cover is which are that to cut off the life cycles of flies, especially from eggs to flies, and prevent rat breeding, reduces odor, isolates waste from existing gases, and increase surface stability. And the last one is the improve environmental aesthetics. And for the SLF, the soil cover is done by daily, and for the CLF, according to the period used, every 3 days is recommended. And for the thickness of the soil cover itself, for intermediate cover, 2 until 3 layers of daily cells, which is 30 until 40 centimeter, and for daily cover, 15 until 20 centimeter, and for final cover is 50 until 100 centimeter. And type of overburden is impermeable soil, and the daily slope of the overburden should be sufficient to allow rainwater to flow out and over the overburden. And in conditions where it is difficult to obtain cover soil, building rubble, old garbage or compost, road sweeping dust, and channel cleaning results can be used. Okay. Because it is the end of the presentation, I will give it back to moderator. Sorry, Ami, I
Okay. Okay, so thank you for Areta's explanation. So the next is Q&A session. So for the group one, please ask anything you want to ask to the group two. Thank you. Maybe for the group one, you can ask your questions to us, please.
All right, thank you, Ami. I would like to ask for the for the group two. The question is considering the dual classification of the road type, like permanent and temporary, within a sanitary landfill site, where garbage operational roads are temporary and facility connecting roads are permanent. And um, how will you design an integrated drainage and maybe structural system that ensure road stability, prevent flooding, and allow continued access maybe during the example like heavy rain event, while also accommodating the vehicle load specification and slope requirement provided. Okay, I think that's my question.
Okay, so for another questions from the group one, please ask to us. Maybe Shifa or Udalutfi.
I want to ask, what's the purpose of grading and compacting solid waste in the landfill process? The second is, how often should soil cover be penetrated in control landfill? What and for any environmental effects? That's it. Thank
Okay, for the us, maybe Shifa time.
Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, Shifa.
Uh, Thank you, moderator. My first question is, what is the function of different heavy equipment like bulldozer, landfill compactor, excavator, and the wheel loader in ensuring compaction and stability of the landfill? And for the second question, how does the landfill drainage and leachate treatment system prevent environmental contamination, especially during the heavy rainfall? What are the design considerations for temporary versus the permanent drainage system in high rainfall areas? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions from the group one. So now I will answer the question from Haikal. Okay, so the questions from Haikal, considering the dual classification of road types, which are permanent and temporary, within a sanitary landfill site where garbage operational roads are temporary and facility connecting roads are permanent, how would you design an integrated drainage and structural system that ensures road stability, prevents flooding, and allows continued access during heavy rainfall events, while also accommodating the vehicle load specifications and slope requirements provided? So for the first design, we can design considerations and assumptions. So in here, this depends on the road type. So the first one is the permanent roads, which is connect fixed facilities, example like skill house, leachate treatment and control buildings. And also for the temporary roads, which is serve active tipping or operational zones, which is frequently relocated. And for the vehicle loads, like heavy trucks, compactors, and dozers. And for the slope requirements, the roads must conform to landfill slope constraints, typically less than 10% longitudinal or less than 2% cross slope for drainage. And for the hydrology conditions, site experiences heavy rainfall and then a risk of ponding, erosion, and access interruption. And then for the structural road design, so for the permanent roads, the cross-section layers such as asphalt or concrete surface layer, 7 to 10 centimeter, and then base course, which is crushed stone, 150 to 200 millimeters, and then subbase well compacted granular material, which is 200 to 300 millimeter. And then for the geotextile separation layer, which is prevent subgrade mixing and enhance lot distribution. And for the subgrade stabilization, which is lime or cement treated if clayey or weak. And then for the drainage system design, so for the surface drainage, the crosslope can be 1.5 to 2% to promote a lateral runoff. And then for the side ditches, the permanent roads or concrete lined or rock filled. And then for the temporary roads, which is earth ditches with erosion matting or HDPE lining. And then for the subsurface drainage or permanent roads, the French drains or perforated pipes wrapped in filter fabric and then for the located beneath or alongside broadband to intercept seepage or purge water. And then for the flood routing and detention, so they integrate road drainage into landfill, stormwater ponds, and to provide detention basins near lowest road crossings. And then the great roads to act as emergency flood conveyance paths. And then for the integrations with landfill operations, so the first one is for the modular road designed for the temporary roads, which is allow vehicles to traverse soft zones after rainfall. And for the maintenance planning, which is scheduled regular regarding and compaction of temporary roads. Maybe that's all from me. Is there any question from Haikal?
I think that's very clear. Thank you, Ami.
Okay, Haikal. So maybe for the next question from Shifa will be answered by Areta. Areta, time is yours.
Okay, because the limited of time in the Zooms itself, so I want to answer the Sifa's question quick. So the first one is what is the function of different heavy equipment in ensuring the compaction and also the stability of the landfill? So different types of heavy equipment is place specific and also complementary roles in ensuring the compaction. So for the bulldozers, it's used to spread and level incoming waste into thin layers. And for the landfill compactors, sorry, for the excavators is for digging and also shaping the landfill cells. And also for the wheel loaders are used to transporting cover materials such as soil and redistributing waste. And also together, this machine works to create a stable, dense, and also environmentally controlled landfill structure. And that is for the first question. And for the second question is the how does the landfill drainage and leachate treatment system prevent environmental contamination, especially during the heavy rainfall? And what are the design considerations for temporary versus the permanent drainage systems in high rainfall areas? So the landfill drainage and leachate treatment system is critical, especially during the heavy rainfall. So these systems designed to separate and manage the clean stormwater and contaminated leachate through the use of surface drainage. And the liners and leachate collection pipes ensure that contaminated liquids are contained and directed to the treatment facilities. And in areas with high rainfall, the temporary drainage systems must be flexible and often using lightweight materials. And in contrast, the permanent systems must be robust, with engineered designs that include durable piping, geotextiles, and other retention ponds that capable of managing large volumes of water over long term. Maybe that's all from me. Is that enough for Siva?
Is it clear, Shifa? Okay. So for the next question from Udalutfi, so the first one is what is the purpose of grading and compacting solid waste in the landfill process? So the grading and compacting solid waste is essential for both operational efficiency and environmental protection in landfills. So the first one is to maximize airspace efficiency. So compaction reduces the volume of waste, allowing more waste to be placed in less space, and also increases landfill lifespan and cost efficiency. And then also can improve stability and safety, which are creates a stable and level surface for equipment and vehicles, and also reduces the risk of slope failure, uneven settlement, and accidents. And then to control settlement, which is compacted waste settles more predictably over time, minimizing long-term maintenance issues, and to minimize a fire risk, which is reduces air or oxygen trapped within the waste, lowering the chains of internal combustion, and also to odor and factor control, which is densely packed waste minimizes voids, which reduces smells and makes it harder for pests to access the food waste. And the second question from Uda Lutfi is how often should soil cover be applied in sanitary and controlled landfills? And what is the environmental benefits? So for the time to cover the landfill, for the sanitary landfill must be every day or daily, which is the typical thickness is 15 centimeters or 6 inches. And for the controlled landfill, regularly, but not always daily. So it's not same like sanitary landfill. And for the thickness, typical is depends on the operations. So for the sanitary landfills, follow strict environmental regulation and must be applied daily soil cover up over newly placed waste. And meanwhile, for the controlled landfills may have less frequent cover schedules, especially in developing regions and due to limited researches. And the environmental benefits of soil cover. So the first one is the odor control, which is prevents the release of fuel gases from decomposing waste, and then the factor and pest control, which is blocks access to waste for rodents, bird, flies, and other disease carriers. And then the fire prevention, which is isolates combustible materials from the air, and then reducing the chains of surface or subsurface fires. And then also for the leader and aesthetic control, which is prevents trash from being blown away by the wind, and then makes the site cleaner and safer. And then the leachate minimization, which is helps limit water infiltration, which reduces leachate formation. And the last is improved surface drainage, which is grading and covering help direct stormwater away from the waste areas. Maybe that's all the answers from Uda, from for the questions from Uda Lutfi. Is that clear, Uda Lutfi?
Yes, it is very well, thank you.
Okay, so maybe that's all the answers from group 2 to the group 1. Is there any following follow-up question from the group 1?
No.
No, that's clear enough, moderator.
Okay, if that is enough, then that's the end of our presentation for the tonight. So we are so sorry for any mistaken. So thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.